everybody. One of Wiisdom here. It is Wednesday, February 8th, 1:45 in the morning. I just spent a couple of hours of my life dealing with the horrible thing that is G Suite. G Suite, if you didn't know, it's something Google did. And I had a domain name, nothing to do with gaming, something to do with cars that I do in my other side of my life, if you will. And I've had this domain name for quite some time. Every single time I've had to renew it. It's just one of their little cheap, kind of started out as like a blogger deal, right? You know, you can pay $10, get a custom domain. I tell ya, every single time I've renewed this thing, it's gotten more. I don't know why we need more money for this guy. We need 14,200 and there's nothing we can buy in the game. So, you tell me. Anyway, I guess that's why he's mystical. I wanted to be doing this about 3 hours ago, and instead I was jacking with that, and I hate it. And ultimately, I just decided not to renew the dumb thing. I had to come in. It was first, it went from a simple domain deal to some Google Apps crud, and then apparently now they've switched over to G Suite. And you can never get answers to anything Google related, and there's never any official response. It's always some top contributor, if you will. And I think they do that to avoid legal implications, where if they had like an official employee or, someone respond, you'd open a whole can of worms. So basically you get nothing official. And there were several people that had the same thing. It's like, G Suite costs money, and I never wanted G Suite. I never asked for G Suite. I have zero use for G Suite. G Suite is basically Google's way of getting people to pay for Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Forms, Gmail, all that stuff, and I don't really see the perks or the benefits. It's kind of like a shared or collaborative deal, which you can do from a individual Gmail account. Maybe they're phasing that out. I don't know. But it's never good to start with something free and then start charging for it. Now, I would have had zero issues giving them $10 or $12 or whatever it was for the domain name. But I can't do that because they're crazy, and it's ridiculous, and it wasted a lot of my time. First thing first, I had to go in there, and they made me enter payment information, and I'm like, well, okay, I guess this is just going to take care of it. And then after that, it was like, we'll bill you monthly, and I'm like, bill me monthly for what? Do I get billed $1 a month or something for the domain name? I think it's actually 10, so I guess it would be less than that if that was the case, but I really don't know. And then it's like, I'm looking up, how do you cancel G Suite? And it's like, cancel G Suite, delete your Google account. And it's like, no, I don't really care to delete, a Google account that I've had for, an eternity and has AdSense and stuff on it. And so, yeah, it's ridiculous. All I know is I went in and I attempted to change and take away the payment information, which they wouldn't let me delete it, which that's a little bit creepy in and of itself there. I think I changed my name and address to I don't want G Suite. I found something that said you might be grandfathered in if you had your domain since Blogger X or Google Apps Y, and it's like, I have no freaking clue. I don't sit there and be like, wow, this is day 4,928 of my domain registration renewal through Google. Isn't it fantastic? Let's get a cookie cake and celebrate. No one does that. It's just, here, I'll pay my $10, but I can't do that. What should be simple and make them $10 turned into me getting so ticked off they're not going to get any money. And if they do, I'm going to go fight it. That's right, I will fight these clowns. And if they really tick me off, I'll leave YouTube altogether and I'll go to one of those weird Indian-based YouTube wannabe things, and I could care less. I really could. It's not like I make money doing this anyway. So that's my night in a nutshell, and I had big plans to play Skylanders and Stardew Valley tonight, and now it's 1:50 in the morning. But anyway, last night I took Boom Bloom and Mystical TKC through Mushroom River to get to the Ninja Sensei Shrine. I also got the selfie frame. It's behind the waterfall at the very, very beginning of the level. Did not record that, but that's where it is. And subsequently, we have some treasure chests here. So we're going to just go ahead and open them up here, because why not? I think this is probably for getting the legendary selfie frame we needed.
New ears.
Could be interesting. Creation. Oh yes, I played Creation Clash in Mushroom River as well. Because when we first went through there, we didn't have the ability to do it. Nautilus shots. That looks similar to Astro Blast, but I guess it would be more of a watery type of a thing. So plus 40 attack. And Sensei Shrine, I guess this is for, I guess Boom Bloom probably. Mystical TKC, I think. Oh, those are cool. Leaf Stars. Plus 55 attack. That seems higher than I remember. Anyway, hey, bonus content and a rant. Let's see if we get lucky with Imaginite. Stupid robot, no one likes you. It's kind of like that guy, you know, like you bought the game and you didn't ask him to show up and try to sell you Imaginite chests, you know. Yet there he is. Aha, we did it. Mystical TKC seems to be pretty lucky.
New leg.
Ballerina, no. Ooh, we could make a Willikin Warrior. You know, that might actually be a good-looking Imaginator. I'll try to remember that idea. Anywho, let's get in here and get underway. I don't think this video will take too long. That's why I went ahead and complained at the start and did the chest. We got his introduction done so fast. It was amazing. It was like 13 minutes, and I remembered we forgot to do something, and it still only took like 15. And, being that I've been on the new computer, you know, the one I built, for quite a while, doing, you know, Minecraft, Stardew Valley, Commander Keen, Terraria, it renders so fast, and this one renders so slow. I mean, I got these videos done, and I swear we spent probably, well, we didn't, I did. You didn't have to sit through that crud. Just rendering out like a 20-minute, 25-minute Skylander video, it's like over an hour. It's ridiculous. I can render out like 50 minutes of Minecraft, 1920, 1080, full max settings, and I mean, we're talking 2, sometimes 3 times the length of an episode in probably a third of the quarter of the time, maybe. It's crazy, the difference in processors, but anyway, here's what we're going to do. We're going to recap his stuff here, his box stock. So Shuriken throw, let me get to the spreadsheet here. 32 to 48. If you jump, it sort of takes a downward trajectory. It's still going to do 32 to 48, but you know, at least it does something. And then the flame kick, simple enough, 32 to 48. The kick itself, the burn time is 10 seconds, and the damage the burn will do is 16 to 24 on the critical side. So we're going to go in and, hey, we can just go ahead and buy this, I guess. Ricochet shot. Your Shuriken throw ninja stars now deal more damage and bounce between nearby enemies. So, yeah, we'll show it first. Why not? Alright, so primary attack, 32, jump, 48, jump, 32, and it's pretty much spammable. Let me come over here. I mean, you get the idea. The guy is pretty efficient with what he's doing. Flame kick, boom, foot to the face, 32 to 48. The fire burns 10 seconds, 16 to 24. You can only have one of them active at a time, but the perk of that is you can set up and destroy things in that manner. So straightforward, simple, and sweet. I have zero complaints. So
Tae Kwon Crow's skills cannot be measured in numbers, or maybe they can. I never really tried.
I stopped only because he has great dialogue. A lot of people support me on that. So, also of note, and I put the Google thing, because it was like, hey, if you don't renew this by February 8th, you lose your custom domain, and we delete your G Suite. And I was always like, what is G Suite? I didn't know until tonight, because I never signed up for it or set it up myself. But I put a premium on that, but I was the other night, I was going to go in and I was going to purchase the Pinata Magic Crystal Combo on Amazon, because that's the only place it seems to exist. And $19.99 is actually not a terrible price. I wish you could see me balancing this dum-dum on my desk. It's so amazing and majestic. But anyway, $19.99. They sold out, and I thought, well, I'll get it next time. And so I checked at work on break one day, and it was back available. It was going to ship out like the 7th or 9th of February this time, and I was like, great, I'm getting that when I go home. Got home, Went to pull it up, not there anymore. The last couple of days, it's been available by some retard for $33 or $41. I don't know who purchases these things at those prices. If you do, you're insane, and I encourage you to stop and seek psychiatric help immediately. But there I was, and boom, 32 or 19.99, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get that now. And I risked the Google thing, and I got so frustrated, I just canceled that, and then I went and bought myself Pinata. It's supposed to be in stock Valentine's Day, and then that means I guess I should get it like the 17th-ish, somewhere in there. So hopefully it comes earlier, but that is worth noting. So ricochet shot. Ninja stars now deal more damage and bounce between nearby enemies. 500 is what we need. 14,200 to buy everything. Alright, so you can kind of see, I think they've added like the yellow edge. They look a little bigger. 74, you see it there. 49 to 74. That's very impressive for an initial first purchased upgrade. The bounce, as you can see, is 16, which, yeah, it's not much, but hey, I mean, otherwise you'd be doing nothing to the person, so 0 complaints on that upgrade at all.
Who dares rate my abilities?
We do. Alright, so Buzzard Beak is up next. This is our tertiary attack. This is why the bottom path, which is Cromando, it sort of involves more of Buzzard Beak, and so I think those color schemes suit standard Tae Kwon Crow better, which is why we're going to take my man Mystical TKC down the Shuriken Slinger path in just a little bit. But Buzzard Beak is the tertiary, 700 is the price. Press Y to spawn a Buzzard Beak to fight for you. Buzzard Beak should be remembered. He's been a fairly prominent bad guy we've had to deal with. So, this should be, according to my notes, we have these because we've already done base upgrades for standard Tae Kwon Crow. 3x 16 and 24 for 5 rounds, or roughly 12 seconds. So, here we go. There's our Buzzard Beak. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And he basically times out before he would attack again. But you see what I mean. If there's no enemies around, he's there roughly 12 seconds. However, if there are enemies around and he's able to attack maximum times, you will have 5 rounds of damage where he does 16 to 24. So, how many can you have active at a time? 1. At this point in time, anyway. They're unfazed by pretty much anything else you do, but hey. They're cool looking, but see how they kind of clash? The purple and the red schoolboy look doesn't really go with dark and mysterious, mystical Tae Kwon Crow. So that's my logic in picking the path, and that's really all I'm basing it on. So hopefully you agree with me. Or if you were perplexed, maybe now you'll be like, oh, that's what I'm doing. That's it right here. Ignite Shurikens. Throw ninja stars through your flame wall, which again burns 10 seconds and does 16 to 24 in and of itself to increase their damage, 900. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, ah, what's it going to do? Take them from 49 to 50? No. This is actually insane what it does. There's our flame wall. Dadgum. Get over there. 73. Well, this isn't going well. Okay. Kick. 73, right? So, where we were initially doing 32 to 48, they got bigger, and they did 49 to 74. Now, they're doing 73 to 130 on the critical side. When they go through the flame wall, you have to keep that in mind. If we can bounce one off that guy, instead of doing the 16 to 24, on the ricochet, they're going to do 24 to 36. I think you got to see the 24 there. So that is an insane base upgrade as well. Really nothing disappointing at all with this guy. And now we're going to come in and we will pick up his final base upgrade in the video. It is called Firebeat. Press B to kick your Buzzard Beak, enraging it to be faster and more damaging. What's not to love with this guy? Him and Crankcase. Pretty high up there on the villain list, I would have to say. 1200 is the price there. Oh, let me see here. In my notes, I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. I have 3 instances of damage, which is what we had last time. 22 to 33 this time instead of 16 to 24. And then there's basically 6 rounds, so an additional round of 3, if you will. And if you were to count a virgin runtime where they have no enemies to attack, instead of being present roughly 12 seconds with standard Buzzard Beak, our first tertiary, this time he's around for 16 seconds if you were to have him active and then come across enemies type of a thing. So, or if you just care about the math of it all. But nonetheless, here's the cool thing. We get to spawn in this guy, then I get to whack him with my foot, tick him off, and he takes the anger out on that dude. There's round 3, round 4, and he's already dead, and he just sticks around. Note, the way you can tell you've kicked him successfully, the propeller hat actually will turn into the flamed version. So overall, man, this is awesome. Now, what I'm going to do here, just so we can have it logged now, I have never tested this thing. At least I don't believe I have. Because I don't think I have. But anyway, we've got the Sky Chi available to us. We're going to go ahead and we're going to test it. Maybe we did it. I don't remember. If we did it, I didn't document it. But I feel like I may have done it. But anyway, we are going to showcase his Sky Chi. And then when we take him through Shuriken Slinger and kill enemies, I'll be able to refill the meter. We'll go over it once more. It is called Final Fire Flurry. Ultimate Sensei attack, hold right trigger to perform your Sky Chi power, use left stick to aim your shurikens. It looks pretty incendiary. And so, I've got high hopes for the thing. Let's go ahead and get a full complement of bad guys in here. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. Are you ready for this?
Shunbi, begin!
54. Oh, I think there was a 270 as well. Not sure what he said because I was talking. I didn't know he was going to say something. So 54, and then I'll just put 270. I'll try to get a count on it when we progress and after we've killed more enemies. But hey, we got a ton of money for this guy. Hopefully, in the next game, assuming there is a next game, we will have hats or sky stones, or preferably hats or parts or something that we can purchase with the in-game currency. Perhaps our own Imaginators or, digital creation crystals. Who knows? All kinds of options. Chef Pepperjack joining us. Wouldn't it be cool if they had like a ransom prison? This is just totally off the top of my head because I literally just thought of it. But, like you've got a ton of Skylanders, and if you play them, you get to the point where you have nothing to purchase, right? And so they just rack up money up to the money limit caps, if you will. What if in future games there was like a prison, right? Sort of like we had the trap team, the vault, the villain vault, if you will. What if you could like spend money and unlock villains? Or maybe you could spend money if you just got into, say, like Trap Team or Superchargers or something. You never got to play as Whamshell or Sunburn or Ghost Roaster. What if you could like purchase with digital? Some people would spend real money, which would be stupid, but what if you could take your excess money and like purchase, like a digital Ghost Roaster, and you could go through and whale away? I think that would kind of be cool. Something they should seriously consider because I have great ideas at 2 in the morning. But let me know your thoughts on that. But hey, this wasn't anything new because we'd kind of already been here, done that with standard Tae Kwon Crow, but it just reminds me how amazing his base upgrades were. Typically when you have amazing base upgrades like this, the path tends to be a letdown, primarily just because you're like, oh geez, this dude is amazing, I can't wait till we get the path, and then you get in and it's like, oh, that's not very good. Because you're sort of based on this plateau from just the base upgrades. You envision like scaling the tallest peak, and more or less it basically just evens out with like all the other characters. If their base upgrades kind of suck, then their paths turn out to be a little better, and you kind of wind up at the same level in most cases. But hey, I don't know for sure because we haven't taken them. They could turn out to be just mind-bogglingly good. So again, my plan, Shuriken Slinger for Mystical TKC. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and I'll probably come in, throw down standard Tae Kwon Crow, get Crow Mando out of the way. But today we released Intro 28 Chain Reaction earlier in the day. It was received very well. People were excited to see Skylander videos again. Like I said, I'm just very, very busy, and another big deal is just these things take forever to render. It sucks, I'll tell you. You edit it, which isn't too involved, and then it's just like rendering. And then with my internet, a lot of people have amazing internet. I'm not one of them. So then I have to wait a long time for it to upload, and usually have to leave the computer on overnight. And if it's like 4:30 in the morning and I hear the ding of the previous video getting done rendering, I'll just convince myself to go ahead and get out of bed and start the other one rendering so it can start uploading when I go to work. And yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I'm not one of those YouTubers that stays at home and streams on Twitch and somehow makes, hundreds of thousands of dollars and has that for their only job. I don't make crud off of this. Yeah, it's another story for another day, but if I were to rely upon this to purchase all Skylanders or something, I could probably buy an Imaginator every 2 to 3 months, if that tells you anything. So it's not what it once was, and I'm not partnered, and I don't intend to join that rat race of selling my soul to people. So I'm just going to stick to this for fun, and hey, if fun means I'm going to go to bed and only do one video, that's what it means. So that said, Mystical TKC stacking up quite nicely. Hopefully we make a good call taking him down the top path and giving standard TKC Cruel Mando. But I'm excited to check him out, so I'm going to quit rambling. That's what we're going to do. Comment with hashtag Mysticrow. I thought that was a cool one last night. So we'll go hashtag Mysticrow, MYSTICROW. That'll get you a bonus brick in the Wall of Wiisdom. You can find that in my Wiisdom Plays Minecraft series, which I'm slowly catching up on those bonus bricks. I plan to do like another quote-unquote half episode where I just do a couple hundred of bricks and see where we're at. But oneofwisdom.com, SkylanderClub.com, MindLogics.net. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Beam, mainly in case Twitch decides it doesn't want me to stream on it like it sometimes does. Follow me on Twitter as well. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you back here for more Skylanders Imaginators research.